Yep.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay.
Where are you going?
You ready, student?
Ready? Ready? Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Gentlemen, welcome to this class of today. We're going to speak about, before we go up and fly, we're going to do the short field takeoff today. Let's start with what is a short field takeoff and why we use it. A short field takeoff is a high performance takeoff that we do because not every day we have big runways like here. Sometimes we have to go to a runway that is very small and restricted, so we need to get off the runway as soon as possible. So we're going to speak to you and teach you how to do it. All right? So, and also there's going to be, there's some obstructions that we have to clear, so we're going to go over all this stuff, how in what order we do it and everything. So, okay. The first thing we gotta do when we get on the airplane, we start and we move to we get to our run-up place and we do our run-up and everything. Then we taxi to we configure the plane for departure. Meaning we're gonna have our in this airplane the Piper 28 RG is going to be 25 degrees of flaps. All right. So we have our flaps in, we have our trim set, everything to go. We do our checklist. Then we taxi onto the runway and we say, hey, we have to call tower to get clearance. So we call the tower to get clearance to get on the runway. Then after that, we are going to take as much runway as we can. For short field takeoff, we need to get the whole runway. So we're going to have to even if we have to put the wheel on the edge of the on the grass, we'll do it to get out as much as runway as we can. So meaning, okay, let's say this is our runway. We're going to start from. We're going to bring it like this. And we're going to taxi onto the edge and bring it here, like that. You understand the picture now? All right. So then the next thing we want to do is we double check that everything is set for takeoff. So we check our flaps is 25, we check our trim is good, and then when we go for takeoff, we're gonna have our brakes in, and we're gonna start nice and slowly bringing the power to full power. But still keep the brakes in. So this way we're going to check that our gauges are green. So once we check that our gauges, our power is full, and the gauges are green, then we release the brakes and we start rolling. Now remember, just like a regular takeoff, we're going to need a lot. We're going to need to compensate with the rudders. So we're going to need to put right rudder in to make, or well, right rudder because of the P factor, but also we're going to maintain direction with the rudders. We're not going to take off. We're not going to take off for the regular rotate speed. We're going to rotate at 55. As we're accelerating, and we check, and we're keeping direction with the rudders, then. But we're going to check that the airspeed comes alive. Just what we do in a regular takeoff. So now let's when we get to 55 and we have we're going to rotate back, and then we're going to pitch for VX, which is 63 for this airplane. I like to explain like this. What is VX? VX is the airspeed that's the best angle of climb. Then we have VY, which we use usually. The reason why this time we're not pitching for VY is because we have an obstacle. And if we pitch for VY, let's say we're in Atlantic City where there's buildings, we're going to go into the buildings. So we have to clear this 50-foot obstacle. So we're going to go for 63. So once we're off, we're keeping there, so we're going to go to pitch for 63. So this way we will clear the 50-foot obstacle. Once we clear the 50-foot obstacle, and we have a positive rate, first thing we're going to do, we're going to bring the gear, and we don't have no more, we're going to bring the gear up. The reason why we bring the gear up and not the flaps up, you might have a question, is because flaps are lifting devices and they give us lift. All right, so first we're going to take the gear up, and then once we are clear of everything that we have, and then once we clear the 50 foot, we can pitch for the climb speed. Then we can start retracting the flaps. All right. Okay, now let's speak a little. So that's the short field takeoff, and now what I would like to speak that it's about some common errors that students do usually, and I would like to speak into that about you because it's better for you to be aware of these mistakes before we get on the airplane. This way you might have some time to think about it. Some of the mistakes is that people forget, just taxi to the runway, forget to get clearance from tower. Then another most important thing we spoke about it is to make sure you use the whole runway. It's very crucial. Even 5 feet will make a difference. So, and remember to put the plane. If you have to put the gear on the grass, go ahead and do it. So that's one thing. So, another very important thing: configuration. You're not used to use flat apps on regular takeoff, so please use your flat apps to 25 degrees and double check, cross check that you have everything there. Make sure you use checklists. People forget to use the checklist to start the lights, transponder, and everything. So failure to use the proper checklist. People, they don't rotate at the speed they're supposed, or they forget that they rotate at the above airspeed, meaning they're not, we are going to rotate at 55, 50, 52 around there, so we forget that they exceed the rotation speed. Then, the other thing is that people forget to not pitch for VX, meaning they go for VY, and then they end up in the trees or the buildings. So make sure you hold those up so you can get the airspeed to 60 feet. And another thing is that people they put the landing gear up too fast because they want to go ahead and finish the maneuver. So make sure you put it after you clear the runway, clear the 50 foot. You have positive rate of climb. Okay, that's a positive. All right. Now, with the airspeed, you can have plus or minus 5 knots on the VX. That's your limitation as for this maneuver. Okay. All right. So, any questions you gentlemen might have about the short field takeoff?